The Frieren manga is finally back from hiatus now that chapter 141 is officially out. Even though it's been like half a year in real life, the story picks up right where it left off, with Serie and her bodyguards entering the ballroom. The chapter itself is surprisingly pretty chill, but also tense at the same time, with all the factions being in one place now. But yeah, I'm gonna just get started with the chapter, which begins with Frieren's party sitting together at one of the tables, with Zenza and Serie nearby. Serie accepts some cake from Zenza, while at the same time, Frieren is just casually eating her own slice of cake. She's not even worried if it might be poisoned. If Frieren is concerned about eating something, Frieren suggests Zion could taste it to see if it's poisoned. Of course, Zion isn't too sure about that, and would prefer to use a detection spell. Frieren just comments that the ball so far is very different from what she thought it would be. Stark thought this was going to be a death trap too. Frieren does say that Stark is technically correct. It just doesn't look like a death trap. That's why Frieren prefers their plan to wait for the enemy to make the first move. They already have the roster after all, so they can identify the Shadow Warriors the moment they try anything. Frieren counters by saying that since they already have all that info, they should just strike first. That does sound like something Serie would say too, not gonna lie. Of course, Frieren also has an explanation for that. According to Falsh's analysis, the Shadow Warriors are still in the ballroom, meaning they can't do anything yet, because that would force the Magic Special Forces to act. The Foundation Festival is meant to be a symbol of peace, so if the CMA sparks a conflict here, it could escalate into an all-out war. That's part of the reason why it's a death trap. Right now, the Shadow Warriors in the ballroom are clearly bait, and the CMA attacking now would make them targets of the MSF, followed by the Shadow Warriors. Instead of taking the bait, they're better off just eating cake and going to dance to appear off guard. Frieren actually offers Stark a dance too. Bro accepts of course, and to the MSF members there, it looks like Serie and her bodyguards are all just chilling. They're being watched though, and Zenza instantly grabs her hair the moment Lager accidentally makes eye contact with her. She's taken no chances. Lager does say that he didn't even want to be stuck on guard duty in the first place, and questions why they were even called for backup. Grau tries to calm his bro down and states that they're supposed to be on guard in case of an attack. He does hope nothing happens, while Lager questions who would be bold enough to attack the CMA in the first place. Interestingly, Grau does know of a fool who would actually do something like that, and Lager starts joking about writing a will. Meanwhile, Kanon is having another meeting with Fraze, explaining how all records of the Shadow Warriors were lost after the group supposedly disbanded. Fraze already knew that, which is why she ordered Kanon to investigate. Yet, Kanon still found nothing, making it seem like they never existed in the first place. Plus, even if they identify the former members, Kanon figures they've already started a new generation. Not having any info means it could delay the MSF's security response, unless Fraze allows them to act. She will only let them do so outside the ballroom, and Kanon responds by saying they'll defend the ballroom with their lives. They won't allow any fights to break out there. Kanon also gives a status report about how they're monitoring the place, and concludes that preventing infiltrators is pretty unrealistic due to the number of people. Instead, they focus their attention on the CMA, allowing them to still be in position to immediately respond if anyone attacked once Fraze gives the order to engage. Then we see the Shadow Warriors paralleling the CMA group by also casually chilling at a table. Only difference is that Clematis has some wine, while Gazelle is eating some steak it looks like. Gazelle wonders if it's alright for them to be sitting out in the open, but Clematis says the ballroom is the only place they can be out in the open. If the CMA attacked them, they would literally turn the entire empire against them, like I said earlier basically. The MSF does consider the Shadow Warriors to be traitors, but Clematis believes Fraze is too loyal to the empire, and wouldn't dare turn the ballroom into a war zone. The ball is a symbol of peace, but also a display of the empire's loss in strength. Were something to happen, it would look bad for the empire. Basically, the best option for Fraze would be to quietly eliminate any threats behind the scenes. Essentially, everything should unfold entirely behind the curtains. All three factions, the CMA, MSF, and the Shadow Warriors. No matter which side wins, the ball itself should most likely conclude with no incident. Iris doesn't even want to imagine the chaos, but Clematis doubts they'd be lucky to witness that, and suggests they dance to pass the time. For child soldiers like them, this will probably be their first and last time, since he doubts they all will survive. Iris thinks it's fun, and asks Routine to dance. She's actually willing to do so, only to find out Iris was trolling. They're at the ball to fight, and Iris tells Clematis to stop messing around. Turns out he was serious and actually did want them to try dancing, even though they never learned how. Clematis only taught them how to fight. He tells them to just observe and imitate, since they already have that training. He uses Gazelle as an example, who is finally holding his fork and knife correctly now. Iris says that's not what she's talking about, but Clematis believes otherwise, and states that he doesn't know how to dance either. Then suddenly Iris stands up and smacks the table, as they seem to have sensed something. Then she begins walking away, claiming that she observed her surroundings like Clematis said. And it's her turn to patrol anyways. Routine is also ordered to go with her. That just leaves Gazelle with Clematis, and the younger Shadow Warrior states that he has a good head on his shoulders. Clematis comments that Gazelle thinks he has it all figured out, but Gazelle believes he does have it figured out. It's been like that ever since the day Clematis saved Iris, Routine, and Gazelle. It's like he raised the trio. However, Clematis just says he desired skillful pawns. Part of me actually wants to believe he actually does care about them, and is trying to pretend like he doesn't. He seems very good at hiding his feelings though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're all actually just pawns to Clematis. Meanwhile, on patrol, Routine asks Iris what she heard. The thing is, despite Clematis' claim that no one will attack them at the ball, Iris sends someone approaching who doesn't care one bit, and is just itching for a fight. Iris isn't sure who that person is, but knows they have to do something, otherwise it could endanger their mission. Then we see the person in question, who happens to be none other than Ubel, with Land, right behind her. Bro is still trying to figure out if she has a leash. Ubel doesn't even know if she has one, so Land better start looking. That's how the chapter ends, showing us that Ubel is just about ready to go crazy in that ballroom. I'm sure at least Serie would approve. She even told her to go crazy in the last chapter. If Land doesn't rein Ubel in, the ballroom is going to turn to a war zone. My guess is that Routine and Iris will face Land and Ubel outside the ballroom though, and it should be a fun fight. As for the rest of the chapter, I really like how it transitioned from each group, showing their mindset and strategies. The way the ball is set up is also very intriguing, where no one can make a direct move. They all have to play their cards indirectly, or behind the curtains like Clematis was saying. Overall, the build-up is being done very well in my opinion. The tension and anticipation are building up for all the characters who are doing their best to just appear relaxed. Frieren is definitely the most nonchalant, as I think she's genuinely enjoying the moment, especially while eating that cake, completely unbothered. Serie as well, but I'm sure she's also itching to fight. Also, Lo is lurking around somewhere too, which does worry me a bit for Serie. If the Ubel fight causes too much chaos, and the MSF intervenes, that distraction could be enough for Lo to do his assassination attempt on Serie. I guess we'll see in another 2 weeks. But yeah, do y'all think a fight will happen in the ballroom? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. I got some more Frieren content here too that you can check out. Peace.